good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ignorant millennials. How are you doing today?
How's it doing, ignorant millennials? Welcome to our latest, freshest episode. Kat, how you doing, man?
I'm doing very well, man. I'm doing very fine. It's blazing hot. The sun is in my eyes, but we gotta record this, man, on the way to McMeal.
On the way to McMeal, on a holiday. We're still working, producing content. Ignorant millennials, today we're about to kick off something special called Fireside Chats.
Yeah.
I am Fireside Chats.
Yeah.
We're touching on something around corporate etiquette.
Yeah.
And a lot of things you've shared with me before.
Yeah.
Like advice on how you maneuver in the workplace. So three main things we're going to cover today is about emails.
Yeah.
Documenting everything. Make sure
100%.
it's written out.
100%.
Lunch, which was a very new one that we discussed. And then the final one being about dress code.
Yeah.
So on the email one.
Yeah.
Right. We were talking about the other day how even people can have a conversation on the phone. Your boss asks you something or colleague asks you something.
Yes.
How do you make sure that all those conversations are captured and make sure that you have a trail for everything that's being discussed, right?
Yeah. Nah, man, like it's obvious, man. You just gotta keep everything on an email, document it on an email, then on the email itself as well, like just red flag your emails and everything else. So mark them with priorities and archive. So another thing is very important. You need to archive, because sometimes, you know, like when your mailbox is full and you're clearing your mailbox, you would delete some very important emails. So it's very important as well to archive.
Yeah,
I don't know from your side.
Because the archiving, even if you just sort your email in a lot better way, like you just categorize maybe per client, per cluster of the other team that you deal with, that actually optimizes the space in your mailbox. And then just in closing for the email one, make sure that even when you do the email, you say, as discussed, here with the following that you asked for, or in relation to our conversation, or even just say, thank you for the call just now where you asked the following. So make sure you document everything that's discussed. You make sure you cover your ass. You never know when someone might come back and say they never said that, because now when they respond, they acknowledge that email. And
Another thing like most people might not be aware of, it's not all doom and gloom if you delete those emails by mistakes or whatever and so forth. So this is what happens when you delete an email from your mailbox. It's not deleted from the mail server. So if ever you delete an email or whatever, you can always go to the IT guys. They can recover that email for you.
These guys are quite helpful. And then now something we talked about recently was lunch, right?
Man.
Lance, one of our guys in the production team, was also like glad that we touched on this. When you have your lunch, right, you have like your set of friends when you start out at work. Those are your buddies. You eat with them probably quite regularly. One of the two major tips was to, number one, don't always restrict your lunch time to just those people.
100%.
Number two was, even the time you take your lunch, you need to switch it up every now and then, because when you leave and go to the cafeteria or the common place where everyone eats, when you go at different times, you get to see different individuals.
Yeah, man, that helps a lot, bro. Like that, if you really want to move up the corporate ladder, like especially like millennials, we all start off as graduates in graduate programs and so forth. If you are thinking your next best opportunity is only going to come from that department that you're in, you could be very wrong. There's somebody there who might already be the favorite or whatever. So you need to not put all your eggs in one basket, man. Familiarize yourself with like going lunch like with the same people and everything. There's no growth. There's like hang around the same people. There's nothing wrong with that, but constantly in the same people. How are you gonna learn new ways of thinking, understand how different people are thinking and everything else? So
I mean, also on top of that point, you actually maximize and grow your network a lot quicker. So even if it's people that you don't find interesting, you're not at work to really make friends. You're there to grow your career. So the benefit of doing that is that, to your point, you get to meet with people in other departments, people who can maybe relate to the area that you're busy with. So it makes it easier when you do your own job. You're like, actually, I know so-and-so who's in another team. I can just quickly call them up, help you with this. They might be connected with someone that's more important in the organization that could really just grow your network and
100%.
get exposure into almost like the relevant parts of where you want to go. But that you do even outside of the workplace. Like, just get out there, have a social media presence. Like, you should be on LinkedIn, you should be on all of these
that's
platforms.
very important.
Don't just be like, I'm shy, I'm not a social media person. like we're in the digital age, like your presence needs to be out there.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, to fit onto your points, like we all know in anything in life pretty much right now, in as much as your qualifications are, but it's really connections and about who you know that gets you the job. You'll know of, when they're looking for a person before it actually even hits out. I mean, even if you think about it, in general company policy, like whenever a post is out, whatever they usually, even like to everybody, like if you work at a certain company, what they will do is they will tell their internal staff first. They'll advertise to the internal staff first before they advertise to the whole world and so forth. So it really shows that it's about a network. We know these people, so let's advertise to the people who are already familiar with our culture, already familiar with the company and so forth. So it's pretty much like that. So even like inside the company itself, if you want to move up the ladder, it's really about like they will be like, I know how Bafana, I know his personality, I know his work ethic and whatever and so forth. So it's really about that. And LinkedIn, very important, very updated. People look there. People start
there. Yeah, it's like the CV that you never need to send. It's just always there and update it constantly. So don't let your LinkedIn, don't set up the account and then just leave it. Like always come back, maybe once a month or whatever, update it with like your skills. And the nice thing with LinkedIn, you gain like momentum and a presence when you share content. So like the things that are relevant to your space. I was listening to a podcast and they were like, if you want to learn something, teach it, right? And that way you are immersing yourself into that world. And then finally, the last thing that we wanted to discuss was around things like professionalism in the workplace. So now we have the etiquette, like little skills to do, but more in the context of even just working with other professionals, right? Sticking to your time, acknowledging, rather having the integrity to show up at meetings, do everything that you said you're going to do, because even that, with your corporate etiquette, you're building your brand. When they talk about Cat, like, Cat, I know, he delivers, he shows up, and all of those different things. And to always like miss a meeting or to apologize, that slowly kind of like takes away from who you are as a professional. I don't know if you, so I had an experience personally, right? The first year of articles where, like you get busy with your own rotation, like quite a lot, and you don't place as much importance onto the needs that are outside of my rotation. So I'd cancel meetings, I'd postpone meetings. But what that's happening, and I'm not realizing that on the other side, even if I'm shooting the lights out in my own rotation, it's just about like, maybe this guy doesn't care about other people more than his own thing, which is not the case. So that needs to be aware of that. I don't know if you had an experience of your own.
No, so I'll just maybe mention something as well, quite different there, is that like, even if you don't like your team and they have this team parties or whatever, lunches or whatever, all these extramural whatever things they have as a team, engage in them and so forth. It's very important, and it's very important as well to show emotion and compassion towards your fellow colleagues. And like, I don't know, from my side in closing as well, I would like to say that in terms of LinkedIn, don't treat LinkedIn like it's Instagram or it's Facebook. Like, you just connect with whoever. Don't be like, beautiful. Oh, no, I don't know this guy. It's not that. How are you going to build a network if you're going to be judgmental? Because the thing is, that next person could connect you to other people. When employed, because I worked at a recruitment company. When they search on LinkedIn, the thing that helps is like the more people you're connected to. So if I type like, I'm looking for investment analyst, right? So because although I might not be connected to Bafana, but we share a mutual friend or whatever, when I search, he'll be in one of the results there. So that's very important.
All right. Guys, thanks a lot. First Fireside Chat. Let us know what you think. Please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on all the social media platforms. Kat, thanks a lot.
All right.
Nice Fireside Chat. Cheers.
Cheers, man.